So my friends, this is the unboxing and first impression video for the LG Evo 55-inch C4 OLED. Let's get started. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Now, I recently did a video comparing the G3 OLED with the new G4 OLED, and if you want to watch that, then click the link in the description or follow the link above. And I will be doing a comparison with the C3 and the C4 OLED, and also the C4 OLED and G4 OLED. So this video is not sponsored, and at the time of purchasing I paid $1,899 in the UK, but it did come with a free LG S75Q soundbar, which currently is $599, so I don't think that was a too bad deal. Let me know what deal you've got and if there's any particular good retailers out there that you would recommend so that other people can share the good news. Okay, taking the TV out of the box is pretty similar to every other year. You can definitely do this very simply with a 55 or 65-inch version if it's just you on your own. I do recommend though a 65-inch version, then you do get some help laying it down. You don't want to have any accidents, especially with a dog standing behind you like I had. This is the 55-inch version and it's pretty similar to last year, but there is a slight different slant on the hue of the stand. It's a brownie type gold, which is subtle, almost so subtle you don't notice, but when I do the head-to-head video, I'm sure you will. Putting the stand together again is pretty similar to last year. You've got that plate on the back which covers up some of the wires, and you've got the bare minimal wire control management system, which again is very basic. The remote control is the Magic Remote, which is the same as the last few years, and I definitely think now's the time, certainly on the more premium models, maybe the C series and the G series, that they should be upgrading the remote. This is everything that comes in the box. Be careful when you're putting the stand together. There's two different screws. The blue screws go into the back of the TV, and the longer ones without the blue stripe are the ones which go into the stand. Line up the stand where there's two holes and two holes on the bottom, and then just quickly get those attached. It's all very simple, and you'll literally be up and running in about 5 minutes. Okay, so once the stand's together, the next stage is to put it on the back of the TV. Now, I always lay the TV down on a flat surface so that it's protected. With the stand, you'll click it into place, and then you'll just need to put the 4 blue screws into the corresponding holes and get those tightened up. This feels really secure. There's no issue at all with this stand. It feels like it's robust and it isn't going to go anywhere. Take off the protective film once it's in place, and there you have the TV. This is the back of it. It has a Visa mount, which is the standard size, and on the back is a suede type plastic effect, which is, you know, okay, a bit different to last year. And there's the 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. Now, this is obviously where the big money's been spent. This is the cable management system. And after a little bit of fiddling, you'll get this very robust cable management system all working in place. That's the one for the back, and then you have this one on the side, which I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what it was last year, but I just suddenly worked it out. And this is the TV. It looks very reflective at the moment, obviously not being on. So I always turn the TV on before I take the screen covering off, the screen film, because just in case there's any issue. Then the next thing I do is go straight into the general settings, go right down to energy saving, then into energy saving steps, and then turn off energy saving. And this way the TV will retain its maximum brightness no matter what settings you have it in. And now you can go in and select a picture mode. I'm going to show you personalized picture mode first. It will be on auto power save from its default, so make sure you come off of there. Now, with the personalized picture wizard, I think this is perfect for people that just can't really be bothered going into the settings, or are not quite sure exactly what settings to put their TV at. Effectively, you choose up to 2 pictures per scene, and then it will set the picture for you. One thing that I would say this year though, I did have issues with this C4, that I was selecting the scene, however it came up with something which has never come up before. In fact, it came up with 2 different things. So normally when I do this, and I've done this a lot of times, and I did it with the G4 recently, it came up saying I like a bright sharp picture or something along those lines. This time when I did it, it came up saying you like a warm and balanced picture. So I thought, oh, that's a bit weird, so I'll go back and do it again. And then it said I like a vivid and warm picture. Nobody likes a vivid picture. And then finally I did it again and it said bright and sharp. So I'm not sure whether that was the TV or me choosing different things. Don't know, but maybe something to watch out for. But if you don't want to do that, my recommendation is to go right down, avoid Vivid, Standard, Auto Power Save. Cinema is a pretty accurate mode for movies, but the ones that I like to concentrate on are either Filmmaker mode or ISF, bright if it's a bright room or dark if it's a dark room. They're the two best settings. Now for me, the one that I always tend to default to without changing it before I calibrate them is ISF, expert in a bright room. So I think that will be pretty good for most people. This is WebOS, and this year you do have an update that the recent input has picture-in-picture. I will do a full video showing you all of the differences between the C3 and the C4, but what you might notice is that there's not many changes in the WebOS. Now, depending on who you listen to, that might be down to the fact that LG are or have been a little bit lazy this year, or the fact that they've now got the WebOS Renew program, where your TV will stay up to date with its software, a little bit like Apple, I guess, for at least 5 years. And that is a good thing, because it's always been a bit of a bugbear that you buy an expensive TV and then just 12 months later, the operating system is completely out of date. Now finally, make sure you don't do what I did and forget to take the film off before you start waffling on about the operating system. But anyway, take the film off and then you're ready to go. And here we go, this is it. It looks absolutely amazing right out of the box, and I'm going to be really interested to see how this compares to the G4, because on first impressions this looks absolutely awesome. And also I'll compare it against the C3 from last year. The viewing angles are absolutely incredible, and again that is something which has happened pretty much consistently. The 55-inch version is around about 20 centimeters from front to back if it's on the stand. If it's not, you've got 4 centimeters from the fatter part that sticks out, and then another 6 mil of the actual screen. But as you can see, it looks incredible. Now, the one thing I do wish that LG would change is the stand. Yes, they've given it a slightly different colour, but the slope on this stand just means that it's not that practical. If you want a soundbar, then it's going to cause you a problem. The thinness of the bezels, again, is incredible, and so the rest of the TV looks fantastic. But what about my first impressions overall? Well, without making any measurements in terms of picture and brightness, it does feel significantly brighter. And what I mean by that is maybe 10% brighter. But again, I will just confirm that, and we'll put them side by side with the C3 before. But I just don't feel that the C3 was this bright out of the box, and it just feels like, certainly in HDR, it's significantly brighter. Other than that, the differences are pretty minor. There are some gaming tweaks which I'll go over when I do the comparison, and this is probably more of a better TV for gamers this year. Certainly if you're a PC gamer, it definitely will be. Now, don't forget to check out my G4 versus G3, and that might be on your shopping list too, whether you end up going for the G3, for instance, or the C4, because they're going to be around the similar sort of price range. That's it for this video though, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that's been of interest to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the upcoming videos where we go into a lot more detail about this new LG C4 and whether it's worth getting this year.